I never thought I'd have to say something as wild as this out loud. An HOA bully named Carla punched my deaf sister, so I turned her world upside down and fought for justice. My name's Ethan, 39, a work-from-home guy who thought he'd seen every shade of suburban nonsense. But this was a storm that shook everything I believed about neighbors, power, and standing up to tyrants. Buckle up, because this story's a roller coaster. It all kicked off in the parking lot of our local grocery store, a place I'd been to 1,000 times without drama. My phone buzzed with panic texts. My sister, Mia, was sprawled on the asphalt, dazed and hurt. Someone had attacked her over a parking spot. Mia's been deaf since birth, and the idea of her lying there, defenseless, made my blood boil. I sped over, heart racing, and found a small crowd buzzing with shock. Mia's face was streaked with tears, a trickle of blood on her lip, her hands signing frantically to explain. The attacker? A woman named Carla, the Levying stereotype of every entitled HOA nightmare: polished nails, sharp haircut, and a strut that screamed she owned the world. Here's what went down, pieced together from Mia and the crowd. Carla had stormed up to Mia's car, claiming the spot irregular, unmarked space was hers by some unspoken right. Mia, unable to hear Carla's rapid-fire rant, tried signing that she was deaf. Carla didn't care. She whipped out her phone, filming Mia like she was starring in her own reality show, and screamed about fakers who don't deserve to drive. Then, out of nowhere, Carla's fist flew, catching Mia's jaw. Mia stumbled, nearly collapsing, as Carla shrieked about dangerous drivers. The crowd gasped, some pulling out phones to record. By the time I got there, Mia was trembling, her usual spark dimmed. She's 32, tough as nails but with a heart that trusts people to be decent. Seeing her like that, it lit a fire in me. I started asking bystanders what they saw. One guy said Carla had waved an HOA badge like it was a sheriff's star, claiming authority over the lot. Another said Carla accused Mia of lying about being deaf to dodge a ticket. A ticket for what? Parking in a free spot? It was unhinged. Store security showed up, but Carla kept spinning her tale, insisting Mia had threatened her. Nobody bought it. Then my dad, Jack, rolled in. He's 70, a retired cop who still moves like he's 50. His eyes narrowed when he saw Mia. He knelt beside her, checking if she was okay. She nodded, hands shaking as she signed. Jack turned to Carla, voice calm but steelhard, and asked if she just hit his daughter. Carla didn't flinch. She doubled down, claiming Mia's crooked parking endangered everyone. The air crackled with tension. Jack, with 30 years on the force, knew to lock down the scene. He got witnesses to share their videos and statements while Carla kept filming, oblivious us to the crowd's disgust. When a police cruiser pulled up, the officer recognized Jack. Carla launched into her VY-Tim act, but the officer watched the footage clear as day, Carla's fist slamming into Mia's face. His jaw tightened. Carla rambled about HOA rules and protecting the community, but the officer shut her down, taking statements and noting Mia's bruise. He filed an assault report, though Carla wasn't cuffed on the spot. Her smug facade cracked when she realized Jack was ex-law enforcement. She made a few frantic calls, probably to HOA bigwigs, and stormed off to her SUV, spitting threats about us. Regretting this, we took Mia home to her little ranch house, 2 blocks from mine. She signed the whole story, parking, grabbing a cart, Carla charging over, the yelling, the punch. Jack stayed quiet, but I knew that Luke was plotting. He muttered about Carla's HOA badge, warning she might be tied to powerful folks. I brushed it off, thinking it was just one crazy lady. Boy, was I wrong. The next morning, Mia found a violation notice taped to her door from Broadview HOA, claiming her car's misaligned tires were a safety hazard. A fine was coming unless she complied. Here's the kicker: Mia's house isn't even in their jurisdiction. The notice was pure intimidation, citing fake local codes. Another note hit her mailbox that afternoon, this time about a parking infraction. Carla was playing dirty. I drove around, snapping photos of Broadview's boundaries. Clear as day, Mia's street was half a mile outside their turf. This wasn't a mistake, it was a vendetta. Jack chuckled grimly when he saw the second notice. They picked the wrong family, he said. Mia just looked tired, signing her frustration. We called Rick, one of Jack's old cop buddies, who groaned about Broadview's reputation for bullying vulnerable folks, elderly, disabled, anyone who wouldn't fight back. He told us to document everything, notices, timestamps, photos. We were ready, but Carla upped the ante. At dawn, 2 HOA goons pounded on Mia's door, one from the parking lot incident. They screamed about violations, threatening to tow her car. Mia, terrified, texted me. Jack and I raced over. The guys flashed Broadview enforcement IDs, claiming Mia answered to them. Jack showed his retired badge, and they backed off, mumbling about following Carla's orders. They slapped an unsafe vehicle sticker on Mia's windshield and slunk away. Mia sank onto her porch, signing that she felt hunted. That's when it hit me. Carla wasn't just embarrassed about the punch. She was waging war, using her HOA as a weapon. Jack said we needed to dig deeper. Neighbors whispered about Broadview's reign of terror fines on non-members, elderly folks pressured to sell their homes. 3 had moved out, unable to fight the fees. Carla saw Mia's deafness as a weak spot, a chance to flex her power after her public humiliation. Then things got darker. Mia found a brick smashed through her side window, a note wrapped around it, "Back off," in red marker. She was shaking when we called the cops. The officer took photos but seemed swamped, offering little hope. Jack had enough. He called Sarah, a reporter friend known for exposing local corruption. We met her at a cafe, laying out everything, the punch, the fake notices, the brick. Sarah's eyes lit up. She'd heard rumors about Broadview but needed proof. We promised her a mountain of it. For a week, we gathered evidence, notices, boundary photos, neighbor stories. Mia found threatening texts from unknown numbers. Jack's police contacts revealed Carla wasn't just an HOA lackey, she was VYC president, thriving on fear. Then Broadview announced a community meeting to address lies about them. Mia wasn't a member, but we knew it was a trap to paint us as troublemakers. Sarah urged us to go, record everything. Jack agreed, warning it could get ugly. The meeting hall was packed, Carla up front in a crisp blazer, radiating arrogance. She spotted us and stiffened but launched into a speech about community standards and a disruptive driver faking disability. Mia's face burned as I interpreted. Carla claimed she was the VY Tim, slandered online. I couldn't take it. I stood, Jack beside me, and demanded to speak. The crowd hushed. Carla tried to shut us down, but voices some who'd seen the punch insisted we get a chance. I laid it all bare, Carla's assault, her refusal to acknowledge Mia's deafness, the punch caught on VY Dale. I held up the fake notices, pointing out Mia's home wasn't under Broadview. Jack, voice steady, said he'd seen bullies like Carla break people. Mia signed, and I translated. I'm deaf. I never threatened her. She hit me, then used her HOA to harass me. The room shifted. People murmured, heads shook. Carla snapped that we'd faked everything, but Sarah stood, phone in hand, announcing legal documents pro-VYing Broadview's illegal fines on non-members. She hinted at ties to corrupt officials. The crowd gasped. Carla slammed the podium, yelling about her powerful friends. Then the doors swung open. 2 cops, Rick, and a detective marched in. Carla's face went white. Rick announced an investigation into fraud, harassment, and assault, citing VY Deo of Carla's punch. Her board members squirmed, some bolting for the exit. Carla pointed at me, screaming I'd framed her, but neighbors stood, sharing their own stories of bogus fines. An elderly woman admitted paying Dula $1,000 to avoid a lawsuit. The room turned on Carla. She tried to end the meeting, but the detective produced a warrant for assault and extortion. Carla shrieked as they cuffed her, knocking over the mic in a final act of defiance. Mia gripped my arm, tears of relief in her eyes. Jack exhaled, arms crossed. Sarah kept filming. The crowd dispersed, some apologizing to Mia. Sarah's story hit the news. HOA leader arrested for attacking deaf woman. It went viral, exposing Broadview's scams. Mia got support from deaf advocates and neighbors who'd stayed silent. Carla faced charges: assault, fraud, conspiracy. She cut a deal, naming a council member who'd backed her for donations. He resigned in disgrace. Broadview restructured, paid back VY Tims, and adopted clear rules. They called it the Mia effect. Mia fixed her window, her home safe again. She signed one day, half joking. Think they'll mess with me now? I shook my head. No way. Jack kept advising cops on HOA scams, a local hero. Mia never wanted the spotlight, but her courage toppled the tyrant. Looking back, that punch was the spark. We exposed a web of corruption because we refused to stay quiet. Carla thought she could bully a deaf woman and win. She didn't count on Mia's strength, Jack's grit, or a community fed up with fear. Justice hit hard, and it felt damn good.